Hi everyone, I hope you are doing well. In today's video, we'll take a look at Kaggle Platform, where we can earn money by competing in machine learning and data science. So let's start with knowing what Kaggle is. Kaggle is a platform for data science and machine learning competitions, and on Kaggle, users can submit solutions to predefined problems, explore and share code and insights, explore and share datasets, and users have access to machines with high computing power, known as GPUs, free machine learning and data science courses, and they can contribute on open source projects as well. In this video, we'll take a look at some examples of competitions, datasets, models, notebooks, discussions, free courses, and other stuff like user ranking, user quotas, etc. To do so, you need to go on Kaggle platform by putting kaggle.com in your browser. I put the link to the platform in the video description. So here, as you see, is the homepage of the platform. Before getting here, you need to create an account. Once it's done, you find yourself on the homepage. The first thing that we see here is some statistics on datasets, notebooks, competitions. As you see here, we have zeros everywhere because it's a new account that I've created for the video. And here you have some links to learn to compete on Kaggle, to take a short course, and so on. We have some examples of competitions as well, like this one is called LLM Prompting with Maker Suit, which ended 5 days ago, or this one which ended 11 days ago, and so on. And talking of competitions, let's dive deeper in them. As you see here, we have competitions on the left sidebar, so let's click on it. And here you have some categories like the Getting Started ones, where we'll be evaluated on some machine learning fundamentals. You have the research, community, playground, simulations, analytics, and so on. You can filter competitions as well using filters by choosing the active ones or the completed ones. You have categories here as well, or those which are open to everyone, or those which need invitations. Now let's explore some of them. So as I mentioned, you have some that you can start with if you are new to Kaggle, or you have some other active competitions like these ones, and here you have the prizes. We'll talk about prizes later on. As you see, you have many which are ongoing now, and we have many of them, and we have here those which have been recently completed. So if we take the example of one of the ongoing ones, for example, the first one, which is on LLMs. LLM stands for large language models. So the competition is about to detect an AI generated text, and we have small description here, and we see that we still have 2 months to go. So if you open this one, we find more details on the competition, like the host, number of teams, and we have many windows here like overview, data, code, and models. So I advise you to spend time on the overview page because it's there where you find the description on the competition. You find when the competition starts and how much time is still to go. And here we have the evaluation section. It's where we find the metric that will be considered to evaluate submissions. So here we have the area under the ROC curve, which is very well-known metric in machine learning. Now we have submission file, where we have information on the submission file, as its name indicates. We have the timeline as well, and we have the prices section. So as you see here, we have different prices depending on your ranking in the competition. As an advice, guys, don't focus too much on this part if you are starting to compete on Kaggle. After that, you have the code requirements, efficiency price evaluation, and some description on how the efficiency price is evaluated. Now, if we take a look at the data, here we have description of the data with the number of files, the size of file, their type, and the license. It's important to see the license on Kaggle in general, because if you need to use Kaggle datasets in other contexts, it's very important to check the license of the dataset. Here you have file and field information. So we have the columns of the CSV files. For example, here we have the ID, prompt ID, text, and so on. If we go far more, so here we could have seen a sample of the data, but as you see here, we need to join the competition and agree the competition rules to see the dataset. But it will show the dataset with the column that we just saw here. And here we have a small data explorer. So as we said, we have 4 files, test and train files. Just for information for those who are new in the machine learning field, so the train and test data are one of the subsets that you will have for machine learning projects. You can have development data too, but I won't go into details for this. The train, you will use it to train your model as its name indicates, and the test will be used to test your model. And this test data, you can use it to evaluate your model, but at the end of the competition, another test data will be used by the host to evaluate all teams' models. And evaluations and ranking will be based on the last test data. Now, if you go to the code section, here you will find some notebooks, including code that you can explore during the competition. Now, in the models section, here we have models that users can share and explore. So as you see, we have many of the very well-known models like the Llama 2 or BERT or Mistral or Code Llama and so on. Another very important section, guys, is the discussion section, because it's here where users talk about general concepts about machine learning in general or concepts related to the competition in question. And you can answer to these threads or have answers to your questions. Now, if you go to the leaderboard is the place where we find teams ranking, at least at this level of the competition. And as you see here, we have the teams' names, we have their scores, and when the solution has been submitted. And the last section related to the competition is the rules section, where you find rules about the competition. So don't hesitate to read them as well as one of the first section that you need to explore when you participate in a competition. So this is a quick tour, guys, of the competition section. Don't hesitate to ask me in the comments if you need more details about one of the concepts that I've talked about. Now let's explore the dataset section. So for datasets, we have categories as well, such as computer science, education, classification, computer vision, NLP. NLP stands for natural language processing. We can filter datasets using filters as well, as you see here, based on file types, licenses, usability rating, and so on. As you see here, we have other categories like exercise, finance, programming, text data, and so on. So if we open the first one, which is IMDb, which is datasets to rate English movies. So let's explore this one. As what we've seen with the competition, we have a small description of the dataset, and here we have more details on the datasets like columns names, columns contents, how many files we have, and how many columns we have in the dataset. Now in the compact section of the dataset, we have the compact form. And if we go on column, we'll have more details about columns. So I leave you exploring these guys by yourselves. And as we've seen with the competitions, guys, we have two other sections, which are code, where you find notebooks which use the dataset, and you have the discussion section as well. Let's explore the models section now. Like what we've seen so far, models can be categorized as well based on task, data type, framework, publisher, language, and licenses, etc. Here we have the trending models. If we take the example of Mistral from Mistral AI, or the Llama 2 or the Code Llama from Meta, and we have how many upvotes these models have had. We have other models classified by task, like these models which are related to text pre-processing or post-detection, image style transfer. You can use Model Finder to find your model as well, based on the task as well. And here we have another section related to the learn guides, where you can learn how to use different models. Now, if I explore one of the models to give you an idea about what we have here, so let's explore the first one, which is Mistral. And on the models page, we find more details about the model. As you see here is a 7 billion model. It means it has 7 billion parameters. And here we have performance of the model on these tasks. and we have other information about the model's performance. So I leave you exploring this. And here we have an example use of the model. And as we've seen so far, we have the code and discussion sections. Now let's take a look on the code section. So I won't go into details for this section as we have what we've seen so far, namely the filters categories. So here we have notebooks classified by categories like multi-class classification, and we have courses that you can explore. So let's go directly to the discussion section. In the discussion section, we have different discussions on general concepts, for example, or concepts related when we are starting learning machine learning. And you would find other discussions here related to other subjects. So don't hesitate to explore them, guys. Now, if you go on the Learn section, so here you have many interesting courses that you can follow if you'd like to dive in machine learning and data science fields. And at the end, we find some guides related to some frameworks like TensorFlow, JAX, and so on. And now, guys, before finishing the video, I would like to talk about two important things on Kaggle Platform. The first one is related to the user level. So if we go on your profile, so as you see here, it's a novice profile. So if we click on novice, you will see that we have many levels here. The first one that you start with when you create the profile is the novice. You just need to register to have this level. After that, if you want to become a contributor, so you need to run, as it's mentioned here, you need to run one notebook, make one competition, make one command, and give one upvote or to a notebook. And we have more conditions here to attain the expert level, master level, and grandmaster level. So this is important because your profile on Kaggle will be shaped based on your accomplishments on the platform. Another thing that we have here at the end is a description of how we earn competition medals, dataset, notebooks, or discussion medals. The second thing that I want to talk about, guys, is the resources that you have on Kaggle. If you go on settings here, you'd find that you have quotas to use GPUs and TPUs. So here you have 30 hours for GPUs, 20 hours for TPUs, but it's still good, guys, because you have access to GPUs to participate in competitions or to run some notebooks. So if you don't have local GPUs, at least you have it on Kaggle and you can use it, but you can't surpass this quota. So this is it, guys, for this quick tour. Thank you for watching. I hope you liked the video. Don't hesitate to put a thumb up if it's the case, and please don't forget to subscribe to the channel to have more videos like this one. Don't hesitate to put a comment if you need more details on any concept about which I talked so far, and see you next time.